If looking fabulous is just your style, then stick around on Explore Tulsa,
where we learn how to move our bodies,
followed by a place where old can be new again,
and the art of basketball from a guy who knows his stuff. Hi, and welcome. I'm Austin Morton.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. We're glad you're here. Now, Austin, this next segment is really more for me than for you. Don't be offended by that. But I just really feel like I have a firm grasp on looking absolutely fabulous. And when I saw what was coming up, well, I just had to be the one to introduce.
Hey, no argument from me. I'll just say this. Guys, if any woman in your life deserves to be pampered, then pay attention.
Ooh, smart man. And join us as we meet Audrey and staff at Blo Blow Dry Bar on Brookside.
My mom has always been a huge fashionista. She's that lady that has over 100 pairs of shoes in her closet. So we were always playing around with makeup, and she always did my hair for me growing up. And I've always just been interested in beauty and making other people feel beautiful as well. So that's kind of how I wanted to get into the industry. I'm from Tulsa originally, born and raised. I lived in Austin, Texas when I first graduated cosmetology school and started in the blow dry bar. And then fell in love with the concept. Originally, I wanted to just kind of get a change of pace for a while. I never really realized how cool Tulsa was until now, until moving back, ironically. But kind of wanted a change of pace and moved down there to originally do makeup for MAC Cosmetics. And then actually found the blow dry bar after I had moved down there. And when I started in the blow dry bar, I just met so many amazing ladies in the industry that had the same passion as me. And so it was just the perfect lineup, kind of. And I think everything happens for a reason, because now moving back to Tulsa, I was able to get this awesome position here and help bring it to Oklahoma. Well, I think Texas and all the other states around us kind of just jump on chains like that quicker than Oklahoma, I think. So we actually had 3 locations. Our owner in Austin, she had a goal to open 5 in 5 years. And in 5 years, she had 5 locations in Texas that were all flourishing. The ladies there, you know, they love to look beautiful. I think the nightlife is maybe a little bit more active in Texas. So I think ladies jumped on that idea right away to just have some time off and have somebody else do your hair for you. And I think that in Oklahoma, we'll get there. So what we do here is we just shampoo and style. So maybe you are just having a bad day and don't want to do your hair yourself, or maybe you're even having a ladies' night out, we will give you a complimentary glass of champagne, give you a nice luxury wash, and then we have 7 different styles in our hair menu that you can choose from. Typically a blow dry style will last anywhere from 2 to 5 days, depending on your upkeep and depending on your hair type. So for me, that's what I love so much about it, is I can get my hair done on Monday and I'm good till Thursday. So I really do think it's a time saver, and it's just something to make your life a little bit easier. I think people do think that they can only get their hair done if they have a special event or if they have something fancy that they're going to, and we're kind of trying to change that. We're trying to educate ladies that you can just walk in on Monday and get your hair done for the week, and it really does become a time saver when you're not at home trying to blow dry it and style it yourself. And like I said, it's just a fun experience to come in and bring your laptop and have 45 minutes to do nothing and get your hair done by somebody else. So it is super quick and easy because we're not doing color or cut. It's, you know, when you go to your full service salon, you have to plan on being there for 2, maybe 3 hours. So what we love about Blo is you're usually in within 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your hair type. So it's easy to schedule into any day. This is the first location in Oklahoma. So we're excited to be in Tulsa, and hopefully we'll be expanding from here. Just being in Brookside, there's so much foot traffic and there's just so much fun stuff to do. Like, you know, we have a million restaurants with patios around that ladies will just see our sign and think, oh, I haven't washed my hair in a couple days, why don't I walk in and get somebody else to style it out for me? So I think Brookside is the perfect location for us. Perfect to get your hair done before a night out or after lunch or even before you go to work. So we're excited to be here. It's always been my passion just to do session styling, and I love to do makeup as well. So I think it's so fun being back in Tulsa. I kind of forget how small Tulsa can be sometimes. And Midtown is just really turning into something awesome. It actually reminds me of kind of the vibe that Austin has sometimes. So I think that Tulsa is really growing in that aspect, and we have a lot of ladies of all ages that love to come and just hang out on a Sunday or a Saturday, so I think it's great.
Did you notice how carefully they treat their clients? That looks like such a great experience.
And Audrey has come back to Tulsa to help open Oklahoma's first Blo Blow Dry Bar. Welcome back, Audrey.
Kickboxing, parkour, martial arts, fitness boot camp. Now, will this next segment be more your style, Austin?
Absolutely. We take a look at a very cool fitness facility with a unique perspective when Explore Tulsa returns in just a moment.
As we get older, our metabolism slows down. Here's a tip to fire up your metabolism that works every time.
Americans are pretty much in a fed state all the time.
Which makes the digestion system work continuously, bogging it down with a never-ending supply of grain and sugar.
Healthy metabolism eventually screeches to a halt.
And to reverse this, intentionally put your body in a non-fed state on a regular basis and let the body repair itself and even burn off fat.
A great way to do this is through intermittent fasting. Eat dinner at a regular time, say around 6 p.m. and then wait to eat your next meal at noon the next day.
Now we recommend you do this 1 to 2 times per week. For more information about this and much more, visit sherwoodwellness.tv.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get 1 pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99 or my 2-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Thanks for coming back for more Explore Tulsa. Now, Austin, we like to find the story behind the people whenever we can, and I think this next segment is a great story.
I agree, Trish. William Pierce took his childhood struggle to fit in and turned it into a safe, energetic, and fun place to learn how to move.
At Motion Tulsa.
I was the kid who didn't get any hits in baseball. Played all the way up to a competitive kid pitch and never hit the ball. Everybody was always upset when I was up to bat because I just wasn't good at those kind of team sports. But in individual sports, for me it was martial arts. I wasn't ever told I had to ride the bench. I was always able to participate, and because of that, I was able to work at my own pace and get good, which is the same thing that we do here in our martial arts class, in our parkour classes, and even in our adult fitness classes. Everybody works at their own pace. I was also the kid who didn't get picked at daycare. I didn't get treated all that well. So that's what our after school and summer camp is focused on, is setting up a culture of acceptance and of structure so that kids feel like they belong, so they feel like they're important, so that they can move and be healthier and happier than they would be without something like this. We ran a full-service martial arts studio for years and years in Stillwater, Oklahoma, and then we moved to Tulsa, Oklahoma. We had multiple locations, but we noticed that there was a need for other services, things like summer camp, after school, transported after school, that weren't necessarily being filled by your traditional daycares. And there's nothing wrong with daycares, we're very happy that they were there, but there wasn't a lot of fitness and a lot of movement involved, and that was what our passion was fitness and movement. So we opened Motion Tulsa as a way to kind of fill that need. We have kickboxing, boot camp for adults, we have still martial arts, but we have parkour for kids, and then our big thing that we do is transported after school and summer camp that have a fitness oriented. As opposed to just sitting down and watching TV after school. They can get moving, they can learn new skills. Some of them take other classes with us. So it really is helpful from a parent's point of view. They know their kid is getting healthy. We have 2 different kinds of kids that are successful here and that enjoy being here. We have kids who kind of have to be here. Kids who are in our after school or summer camp program who don't really have anywhere else to be because mom and dads are working. And so it was the same thing for me. My mom and my dad were both working, and I had to be somewhere, and I wanted to create an environment that was positive. I have a 5 and a 7-year-old, and they have to be here sometimes, and I want a place where they're happy and they're loved and they're accepted, and it's the same thing with our parkour and our martial arts. All of our people who teach parkour and martial arts here at our facility were people who may not have been successful doing other things, and they know that feeling of not getting to play or of not being able to kick the ball well or hit the ball well or be successful in team sports. So they know how to interact with kids. They know how to make somebody feel more confident, how to feel more comfortable, how to build skills where normally they might get told, you didn't make the team this year, kid. You know, instead it's you made the team every year, and they get to come here and feel happy and feel like this is their place. We have kids from 4 on up. In our after-school program, essentially if they do full day school, we will pick them up. We pick them up from their elementary school, bring them here to our facility. They eat a snack, do homework. Little ones don't have homework, but they do homework. They do games. All of our teams, no matter what the age group is, gets between 20 and 30 minutes of structured games every day. So it's not just running around like crazy on the playground. In our summer camp program, it's the same thing. So if they're 5 and up, they can do summer camp with us. In our parkour and our martial arts, we have 4 through 6, and then we have 7 and up. So 4, 5, and 6-year-olds are in a single class, and then our 7 and up are in another class. Our parkour tends to be a little older, so we have more like 12, 13, 14, 15-year-olds in our parkour, but we still do start them as young as 7. I teach some classes. We also have other martial arts teachers that teach classes. We have parkour teachers that teach our parkour program. So all of us are people who care about kids, who like to work with kids. It's our passion, it's what we do. So it really works well when we have people who have come up through martial arts or have learned parkour and then want to give back to kids here in our facility. That feeling of seeing someone go from can't even look their eyes up off the floor to being able to vault over this obstacle and then jump off of this obstacle and then run up the wall and then see them on the top of the wall like, look mom, look at me. It's fantastic. I wouldn't do this if it weren't for that. It's a hard job. I wouldn't do this if it weren't for that. So that's what we're looking for, is that kind of triumph over their own personal insecurities and issues and challenges that they can then take with them forever.
I love how the kids were running the courses behind William the whole time he was talking. Looks like a great alternative to sitting on the couch after school.
And the adult programs look awesome too, Trish. You can find out more at motiontulsa.com and tell them Explore Tulsa sent you.
Go ahead and take a break, but come back in a few moments for more Explore Tulsa. There's so much more just ahead.
600 million people from over 238,000 miles away watched what no other person had ever done before. Neil Armstrong became the first man to step on the surface of the moon.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Television brings us more than just entertainment. It brings us history. History that changes our lives. Sony and Video Revolution take you there, from space travel to world championships. Tomorrow's technology today. 4K smart TVs and the largest flat screens available. Now more than ever, you have the best seat in the world when history is made. Video Revolution. On the northwest corner, 71st and Lewis.
Welcome back to Explore Tulsa. We have a really special couple who just happen to own a business. They work with old birds or something like that?
Not old birds, silly. It's vintage and Phoenix. Ava and Brandon Zimbalis welcome us like old friends to the Vintage Phoenix in Broken Arrow.
It's definitely been an emotional journey. Very spiritual.
I've had hundreds of customers cry on my shoulder. I have had people die of cancer that I've been deep friends with. They were customers. I've had vendors who I've been to their funerals. I've had people from my church that go to church but came here to hear about God.
The people that come in here are more like family to us. And it's not just about the customer. It's about them, it's about who they are, what they need in life. It's getting to know them as individuals because they come first. Product comes second.
You know, God works mysteriously in a lot of different ways. And through them, we are being ministered to daily, continuously. And in return, we minister to them in any way we possibly can. One day my wife came to me and said she had a dream, a vision, maybe a premonition in the shower. And she said, we have to do this.
I wanted to contribute to the family. My husband was doing construction.
She asked me to not quit my job, but support her. So I fully retired from my construction company with my brother, and I've been her right-hand man ever since.
And I was pregnant. So I started making hair bows, selling at the flea market, and then furniture, little pieces, and I was selling online. And then I started working for a different merchant mall like this. And it just, I think the Lord was calling us to go in a different direction and to do our own thing and to be with the community and just really dig in deep and help where we could. Well, you know what? We make a really good team. We really do. I mean, we live together, we raise a child together, we work together, we do everything together. But yet there is a lot of separation and downtime between us. But he does things I can't do, and I do things he can't do. So it works.
She has that blessed gift of the hand. I'm bumbling. I break things. And mine's the gift of the mouth. So I handle the politics, the vendors, the customers, the broken computers. I install the security cameras. I do all the stuff. I actually enjoy doing it. But I couldn't tell you how to set up a display if my life depended on it. So she, on the other hand, is everything that I cannot seem to grasp.
You never know what you're going to find in here. Although we do have new items from market, a lot of repurposed. We have children's clothes from young adult to curvy, modest clothing, repurposed furniture, antiques. You just never know.
Customers have actually helped us hone and change our business structure. At first, we were just a business trying to follow a dream and a vision. It was set on my wife's heart and my heart for the ministry side of it, but we didn't actually understand what we were doing until we started seeing customers come in on a regular basis. We counsel customers, though I'm not qualified to be a counselor, but people want to hear reassurance and encouragement. And I mean, in today's world, isn't that something we can all really use as a little bit of a pat on the back and say, okay, you got this? And the customers did that to us.
It tickles me. I'm just like walking down the aisles and hearing people talk, saying, this is the place I was telling you about, or I just love this place. I love this place. And we hear it over and over and over again, how much they love it. And I get tickled.
And in turn, we realized that that was the secret. We found the secret to our success. It's about those customers, it's about that personal experience. I have 100% influence over the emotion that you have towards us and what we offer you by how you're treated from the second you walk in the store. And everything's an experience, everything. The customers showed us that they matter more than the numbers of stuff. So we, as a business, we stopped selling stuff. We don't sell anything in this store. It sells itself. Things sell themselves. So I direct people where they're looking for something specific, or, hey, do you have a dresser? Yes, here are my dressers. But outside of that, we don't talk about products at all. Every opportunity is for us to talk about God, we talk about God first. And then we start talking about them. We focus on the kids out of school. We focus on life.
Thanks to Ava and Brandon for being so willing just to open their lives to people. So much more than just a business. It truly is an extension of themselves.
But don't forget, the Vintage Phoenix is huge and full of really unique vendors and booths. Worth the short trip to Broken Arrow, or see them online at thevintagephoenix.com.
Coming up next, we do a little shooting and dribbling and scoring when Explore Tulsa returns.
Take charge of your health. We are what we put into our bodies.
We approach medicine from a unique standpoint. Rather than treating only the symptoms of an illness, we work to find the root cause and promote wellness of the entire body.
Our clinic offers complete assessment and treatment programs, including hormone replacement therapy, osteopathic manipulative therapy, and genetic DNA testing. It all starts with a medical evaluation.
Contact us today to begin your path to wellness.
Like, parents have a thing, when it gets too quiet in the home, we're worried. You know what I mean? I don't like silence in the home because it just feels dead.
Silence, that just doesn't feel like a creative place to me.
Turning on music in your house is almost like turning on the lights in your house.
Music makes mundane stuff better. And it's never too late to discover new things.
You just never know what song's gonna come on next.
Silence is probably the enemy of a happy home.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution.
Hi there. Thank you for coming back for just one more segment on Explore Tulsa.
Trish, we found a guy who has passion. Skills, yes. Knowledge, yes. But his passion is passing on that knowledge and being a coach and mentor to so many.
That's right, Austin. Coach Calvert at Score Basketball shares his love of the game and his love for life.
Always loved coaching, wanted to coach, being passionate about training. It's not the games I enjoy as much as training kids. That's the part that I found really motivating, and that kind of carried over into when I started my basketball program. My father was a basketball coach, and he played for Mr. Iba at OSU, and he used to take me to games, to college games, NBA games, pro games, and then he used to take me over to Mr. Iba's house. We'd visit about basketball for hours, so I had quite an opportunity with my father just to be in the gym every day. So that's where I got excited about it and passionate about it. Started as a young kid, I was always in the gym. I played at Putnam City West in Bethany, Oklahoma. And then from there I went and played at Oklahoma University. And then after that, got into coaching. I had a son that when after my junior year in college, we had a child and we named him Kerry Matthew. And we found out at the age of 4 that Kerry had muscular dystrophy. And through that, I think it's where I really became passionate about helping kids to grow and develop and the character they develop and how to develop them. I always said that my greatest source of pain was my greatest source of pleasure, because I loved being around him, talking with him, working with him, motivating him. I used to be hard on him. We wouldn't give him a break. He still had to have a good attitude. He still had to work hard. He still had to have motivation every day. And just training him, I think, is where I became passionate about, what can I do with kids' lives and how can I develop them and those kinds of things. We started scoring about 1995, and it started I started working with a few kids. A guy asked me to come out to Champions to train, and the old Champions years and years ago. And I started slow with just a few students, and within a couple of months my schedule was full. And after a year, I was doing it part-time and teaching at another school. And after a few months my schedule got full, and then after about a year I was able to go into it full-time. There's been so many. My wife and I, we were talking the other day, and we estimate that I've worked with between 10 and 14,000 kids in the last 21 years. We've worked with, we estimate, around 50 Division I kids we've helped play, a couple hundred kids that have gone on to play college, trained 4 NBA players, work with a lot of college players right now. I had a friend of mine that used to come and watch me train, and his 2 sons play the NBA. And he sent me a letter one time saying that I was the best trainer he had ever seen. And this is a guy that trains the NBA players to shoot. And he and I talked about God's blessed me with the ability to break things down and to look at a player and be able to know what they need as far as footwork and training, and getting into their mind about what's causing them to be apprehensive or to be having fear of failure and all that kind of stuff. So it's helping develop the ability to be fearless and to have courage and to not worry about failing, and to have that belief that says I can improve and I can be good. And it's helping them to be goal-oriented. And all those little aspects, I think God's blessed me with the ability to just break things down for kids.
There's a lot of players both still developing and currently playing who owe their careers to Coach Calvert and his intense training.
Now, I got game, Austin, but I could have really been a superstar if I would have only known Coach when I was younger. So sad. I could have been huge.
Hey, it's never too late, but it is getting a little late in the game for us here on Explore Tulsa, so we'll come back in just a moment and tell you about next week's show.
Back in just a minute.
I want to get a new TV. There's like 1,000 different brands, all with different features. I wish I could make sense of it all. What do you think is best?
You should go to Video Revolution. Their experts will tell you everything you need to know. They carry the latest LED and 4K TVs and will even install it and set it up for you too.
She's right. You wouldn't talk to anyone but your dentist about your bicuspid. So when it comes to home entertainment, only trust the experts at Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Thanks for joining us today, and be sure to catch us next week when we meet a guy who has turned his life around after hitting rock bottom.
Special thanks to Audrey Frost and Blo Blow Dry Bar for bringing glamour to Midtown.
Thanks too to William Pierce and all his staff at Motion Tulsa.
Plus thanks to Ava and Brandon Zimbalas and the Vintage Phoenix and Coach Calvert at Score Basketball.
Remember, if you missed any of the show, you can always find us at exploretulsa.com and on YouTube, the Explore Tulsa channel.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook and share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop in and say hi to Ron, me, and all the guys for all your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of Tulsa's best eye care value with 2 locations, 3016 South Harvard and 69th Memorial.
Stop by our newest sponsors, Drs. Michelle and Mark Sherwood from Functional Medical Institute, located on the northwest corner of 61st and Sheridan.
Your journey to whole body healing and wellness begins with Functional Medical Institute.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.